Hi there, folks. Today I thought I'd bring you back for another little pantry chat to talk about the question that I probably get asked more than any other question, and that is, should I be stocking up? It's kind of a crazy question, right? So, there's been many points throughout my life where I haven't been stocked up. And if somebody would have asked me that question, I probably would have had to think about it. But now, especially with the events that are going on now, it seems a little bit like a crazy question, but it wasn't for many people for the longest time. People were like, well, why would I stock up? Or I can't stock up. Or I don't see the point in stocking up. Or I don't have the space. A myriad of reasons not to do it, or a myriad of questions of why should I do it. So I've been talking with, a group of friends. I'm very fortunate to have an amazing group of friends, some of which are YouTubers. Most of them are people you probably already watch. Angie over at Angie's Pantry, Heather at The Needy Homesteader, Mandy at More to Life, Michelle at All Sorts. These are great resources. And we have a lot of conversations around this subject. And we were talking about it the other day, and I think, the consensus obviously is that we should all be prepared, because any of you who know any of us know that we are all prepared. But I think the way to look at it is different. I think a lot of times people think about prepping, and I'm not always necessarily a fan of that word, because it does have some negative connotation to it, because some people think prepping is crazy, or they think of extreme preppers, or TV shows that have been out about it that don't paint them in a positive light. But being prepared and stocking up are not necessarily just for end of days situations or pandemic situations like we're in now. Angie pointed out that sometimes stocking up is just for everyday life. If you're stocking up during the summer when your expenses might be less, to prepare for the winter when they might be more, because your heating bills will be higher and you're spending more on lots of different things, then you're just preparing to even out your budget. So there is logic in stocking up, not just for a situation that is, what do you see online? SHTF situations, or end of days, or pandemic, or anything like that. Sometimes stocking up is just about stocking up. And, it's about buying what you can when you can. And buy, like I talked about in my last video, buying what you eat and eating it. So, if you have a pantry and you're building a pantry, okay, because a lot of you out there right now are building a pantry. So if you're out there and you're building a pantry, and whether it be 3 months, 6 months, a year, whatever the case may be, the concept behind that should be that you're also going to eat that. Okay, so I've had numerous people ask me, well, what if I buy all this food and I stock up on all this food and nothing happens? To which I say, okay, you still have food that you're going to eat. So it's following the trail of logic. So if you manage to build a pantry that would last you, say, 6 months, okay, let's use 6 months as the benchmark, because I personally think everybody should have that as a goal, because I think 6 months is very likely going to be a minimum going forward. Okay, so you buy, you buy enough food and you stock a pantry well enough with things that you normally use, because we talked about that in the last video. Buy more of what you already buy, right? So if you bought a 6-month pantry of foods and products that you already use and you already buy, and nothing ever happens, there's never a food shortage, you never lose your job, there's never a end of days situation, there's never a cause for you to live specifically off your pantry, that you can't go out and shop. Okay? If that never happens, that doesn't change the fact that you can still eat and rotate through your pantry. So if you have 6 months of food, over the course of 6 months, you're going to eat the 6 months worth of food, and then you will replenish and you will restock based on the foods that you're eating. So I guess the purpose of this was to try and get people to think about it in a different aspect. Now this is separate from, there's a lot of people that have a lot of long-term food storage, like freeze-dried food in cans and in buckets and in Mylar bags and all those types of things. I don't prepare that way. I don't have those types of things. That's not part of my pantry. I don't necessarily have the 30-year shelf life items that other people do. So that's a separate conversation. This is about regular products, home canned products, store-bought products, freezer products, those types of things. If you are buying more of what you already buy, which is what we talked about in the last video, you're never going to lose the product, because you should be consistently rotating through the product, because those are the products that you eat. So what I'm asking is for you guys to look at this from a different perspective and think about the fact that all you're doing is getting ahead of your grocery shopping, right? So if you spend now and you build up a pantry and nothing happens that causes you to deplete that pantry, like there's never a situation where you can't get to the grocery store, then all you've done is set yourself up for success in the future. Because at any point, if you want to take a lean month and you don't want to spend money on groceries, you can rely on your pantry. If that's a couple months, you can rely on your pantry. If you continue to stock your pantry and you continue to spend the same amount, your bills will be consistent. So, it's just about looking at things in a different way. The second reason why I wanted to come on today was just to address a couple of the comments and questions from the last video. Not so much questions, but really just some great things to think about. Was a lot of people mentioned pets, and as you know, we have 3 cats, so pets are definitely a concern for us. And so along with preparing for yourself, you want to prepare for your pets, making sure that you have enough food on hand, if you have cats, you want to have enough cat litter on hand, treats, those types of things, any kind of medications or whatever that you may need for your pets. Be sure that you're doing the same thing you would do for your pets that you would do for yourself. Make sure you're looking at expiration dates. Make sure those products are going to be good for the allotted amount of time that you're going to need to be able to rotate through those products, because just like your own food, you know how long the food is going to last for your pets. We buy 13 to 18 pound bags of cat food, depending on where we get it from. We typically order our cat food and our cat litter from Chewy.com. Not a sponsored ad, but that's where we order from, because it gets delivered to our house and we don't have to cart it home, quite frankly. And the prices are decent, so that's where we get ours from. But we know how long each of those bags is going to last. Same with our cat litter. We know how fast we go through cat litter. The other thing that was mentioned was paper products, cleaning products, laundry products. And all of those things are absolutely just as valid as food. You know, you are going to need to be able to keep your home clean just because that's what you should do, but also if you're going to be preparing and preserving food, you need a clean kitchen, so you need cleaning products for that. Paper products, you know, everybody has a different level of how much paper they use in their house. You know, as far as like, you know, I know a lot of people that use paper plates, napkins, paper towel, all those types of things. I know some people that don't use any of that. You know, they are cloth napkins and, you know, china and, you know, dish towels, and, you know, they rarely use any paper products. Again, build upon your need. But I will say I guess, alternate way to look at that is if you were in a extreme situation where, say, there was a power outage or there was a water issue or something like that, and you couldn't do laundry or couldn't do dishes, would it hurt to have some paper products on hand as an alternative to get you through, you know, whether it be a few days or a week or a couple weeks or something like that, by eating on paper plates, having plastic silverware, maybe some paper towel or napkins or something like that, where you could still prepare a meal and get a meal on plates, you know. I'm not advocating for that one way or the other. It's just another way to look at things. You hear Peter is in the background. He has decided to be heard from. Come here. He's very noisy. Laundry. You're always going to need to do laundry, whether it be in a machine or not. You're still going to need laundry detergent, you know. So you want to make sure you have those types of things. Home repair, you know. Do you have the necessary things to do small repairs around your home? You know, do you have some nails? Do you have some screws? Do you have a hammer, a screwdriver, pliers? You know, those types of things. Get a basic toolkit. You can buy them very inexpensively. You know, grab a box of nails, grab a box of screws, something like that. It never hurts to have some of those things on hand in case there's a storm and you need to, you know, say a window gets knocked out and you need to board it up. You know, do you have the stuff on hand to do that? All of these types of things are things to think about as far as being prepared. It's not just about food. It's about being prepared to take care of all of the things that could potentially become an issue. Now, that's not to say that you're always going to have everything that you need, because it's impossible to be prepared for every event. But think about the commonplace things. Think about your area. It's going to differ for every person. If you are in a hurricane location, you're going to prepare differently than somebody that's in a tornado location, or wildfires as they're experiencing out west right now. So prepare for your own personal situation, and try and get the things that you think you're going to need for your own eventuality. So I think I've rambled on long enough. The number one thing I wanted to address was, you know, the question of should I be preparing? My answer is yes. Buy more of what you eat and eat what you buy. You know, it goes back to the last video. If the food is not going to go to waste as long as you are rotating through the food. So buy it, use it, rotate it, and replace it. It's just that simple. So I hope this was helpful. I like to come on and do these little pantry chats every once in a while. If you guys like these and you want me to continue to do those, let me know down below. And I'm happy to come on and talk about different subjects to the best of my knowledge. Again, I'm not an expert. I can't answer everybody's question on everything and every circumstance, because everybody's circumstances are different, but I will do the best to give you the information that I have available to me. And again, thanks for coming along. I hope you had a great day.